show you how to implement a CI/CD pipeline to deploy a Node.js application to Google Cloud Run using GitHub Actions. Starting on your console, go to Artifact Registry, create a repository. I'm going to call it my app repo, format Docker, standard, region. I'm going to go for US Central 1 and create. The repository was successfully created. Now let's start developing our app. Go to Visual Studio Code, open a terminal, run npm init-y, npm install express. New file, call it index.js. Here I have a simple Node.js Express app with two endpoints. One's going to return hello and the other is going to return work. Create a Docker file. And again, in here I just have the most simple Docker file that you can imagine, and a Docker ignore file where I'm going to ignore the node modules. Now let's create our GitHub repository. Go to GitHub, create a new repository. I'm going to call it CI/CD. Have to authenticate GitHub Actions to our GCP. We're going to have to create a service account for that. Go to service account. Create a service account. I'm going to call it GitHub Actions service account. Done. Click on your service account. Click on permissions. Manage access. Add role. The first role we're going to add is artifact registry.writer. Here. Another role that you need is Cloud Run admin. And finally, service account user. Save. Policy updated. Now go to keys. Add key. Create new key. JSON and create. I downloaded the key. That's the key that you need. Let's add this key to GitHub Actions. Go back to GitHub, go to your repository, go to Settings, Secrets and Variables, Actions, add a new repository secret, call it GCP SA key, and the secret just gonna be the JSON that you downloaded. Secret. Now you can even delete this file. Here in the root of my project, I'm going to create a folder called .github. Inside of it, I'm going to create a folder called workflows. And inside of it, I'm going to create my file deploy.yaml. And that's the code that is going to run every time I push to the main branch. In here, I have my environmental variables. I have my project ID, my service name, my region, my Docker repository name, and the image name. Make sure to change it according to your project. And in here, I have the Docker commands that I'm going to run on this image. And in here is a gcloud command to deploy the image to Google Cloud Run. Go back to GitHub, go to our project, and we're going to commit our code. So open a terminal, git init, git add dot, just copy those lines and run them. and you go to Actions, you can see that the action has been triggered. And you can see live what's going on. The job has been completed. Go to GCP, go to Cloud Run. And you can see that in here I have my app. I can open it and it works. I'm gonna go to my work endpoint and it works. Now let me go back to VS Code and I'm gonna add another endpoint. Okay, now if I open my terminal, git add dot, git commit, I'm pushing another code. If I go back to GitHub, I can see that my action is running. Jobs completed. The app still works. Now if I visit the endpoint that I added, it's right there. This way I can implement a continuous integration, continuous development pipeline, which means that my developers can add whatever they want in their code, and they just have to commit and push this code to GitHub, and it's gonna be live on my app.